2024 for kids and stuff.
Yeah, 2024 was fantastic. 2025's already been fantastic.
So you guys have a traveling exhibit.
We do.
Tell me about this.
Yeah, so that's honestly 2024 kind of blended into 2025 as we were getting that installed. It was a busy couple of weeks at the beginning of the year. We have a brand new traveling exhibit. It's called Amazed.
Okay.
So it was brought to us by a team of artists from out in California. It's a traveling exhibit. And it's basically a giant cardboard box maze for the kids to explore. It's full of all sorts of mazes and puzzles. So as you explore the cardboard box maze, you're able to see, of course, the beautiful hand-painted murals by the mural artist Chris. But then there's puzzles and mazes throughout. There's floor mazes where kids can use their bodies, use a little kinesthetic motion to find their way through. And then there's also wall mazes and all sorts of different puzzles that the kids can try and solve. So it's a really fantastic way to use their bodies and their minds to explore.
Yeah, I would have liked that. You
Everything that is such an interactive museum, everything you encourage kids to touch.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's our whole goal is learning through play. And especially with Amazed, it's a really good example of that. You know, when I was growing up, we would always love getting refrigerator boxes and building rocket ships or tiny mazes in our living room. Of course, nothing on that scale that we have at Kids and Stuff. But we see the kids still and their eyes light up. And especially today with things being so digital, it's hard for kids to have a lot of those tactile experiences and those in-depth experiences like they get at the museum.
You also have a partnership with Oak Lawn that is called Your Healthy Home. I'm interested to hear about this.
Absolutely. So that's another new exhibit that just opened at the beginning of the year as well. Oak Lawn Hospital sponsored this exhibit, and it's all about health. So it's a giant play home. There's a 2-story pink house when you walk into the museum, you can see in the back. But we have a living room where you can explore the ideas of physical health. So there's a TV playing yoga that can, the kids can do poses along with. We've got a play kitchen where they can pretend to cook and learn all sorts of recipes that were provided by Oak Lawn. There's also a focus on mental health and emotional health, so having conversations around the dining room table with your family and talking about how your day went, talking about your emotions, and exploring health in all those different ways.
Can you be a member of Kids and Stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a great membership program. There's a couple of different levels for depending on how involved you ought to be. But membership gets you free admission to the museum, and then also all sorts of other great perks at other museums and other organizations around the state. But we also love to do special events for our members. One of the great perks is Member Mornings. That happens on Saturday mornings once a month. The one coming up for March is focused on National Quilting Day. We always like to focus on little holidays and special events. So we just did National Gumdrop Day was last month, did some gumdrop engineering. Quilting Day will be all about quilting and fabric science. We'll do an event for Easter. We do events for Halloween. So all sorts of fun stuff for members.
Are donuts involved?
Oh, yes, absolutely. That's the main draw for folks. So kids get to come in, they wear their pajamas, they get donuts and coffee provided by the Foundry, which is a local bakery in Albion. It's fantastic.
Very cool.
If you haven't been. And then, they just get to go and explore, learn a little bit, and get the museum to themselves for an hour before we open.
Nick, you have the Carousel of Sound, and it reminds me of the Carousel of Progress in Disney that Bart got to ride a couple years ago. I took him on that ride.
Yeah.
I couldn't find a picture. But is it inspired by the same?
We chatted about that. We're like, is there a way we can make the floor move? Everyone sits down and rotates around. So it's not quite, but it is inspired in the same way a carousel of sound is a circle. It's inspired by a carousel. We haven't had a music exhibit at the museum in a little while, so this is a brand new music exhibit that also just opened in January. And the whole focus is on sound and noise for the kids that are coming into the museum. We, of course, need to have a fun theme for it as opposed to just, banging on drums and pots and pans. So we've themed it to a carousel and a carnival. So there's a real carousel horse in the exhibit, and then it's all carousel theming all throughout. So there's lights. The real showstopper, there's a dome in the ceiling, and there's lights that run all the way around the dome that react to sound. So when the kids are all playing the instruments together, then the dome is reacting to the kids playing, and they can play together in rhythm. And watch the lights light up. It's really incredible.
Are you guys open on snow days?
We are very much usually open on snow days. It'll depend obviously on the weather. We care about the safety of our visitors, want to make sure. But any snow day usually is when we're going to be absolutely jam-packed with people.
What about spring break? I mean, spring break's coming up.
Spring break?
Yeah. So spring break's going to be coming up at the end of March. We are also usually jam-packed during any day that schools are closed. All the kids come to us. We're offering some special programming for spring break. So we're going to be doing escape rooms, actually partnered with Epic Escape Games here in Jackson.
Very cool.
And they're incredible. We're really excited. It's going to be Escape from the Treasures of Shivers Cove. So families can sign up for slots on our website. Those tickets are available now. And they're half-hour, just kind of mini escape games. And they've got recommendations on the website for ages and any of the skills you require. But we're really excited. It should be great for young kids.
What about field trips? Maybe you're watching this and you want to bring this to your teacher's attention. Do you guys do field trips?
Absolutely, we do. So we're just hitting all the highlights.
Yeah.
So for field trips, we're just getting into our field trip season now.
Okay.
Usually around February is when it starts kicking off all the way through May. We are adding some special field trip add-ons this year to go with Amazed. We always love to add kind of special stuff. So folks that sign up for a field trip are able to do an add-on that is all about it's like a puzzle escape game, basically. So we call it the Puzzle Box program, and they're able to try and use their skills.
So Team One Plastics on your flyer there. I know they do a lot in Albion, support you guys a lot, but there's other ways other companies can be involved at Kids and Stuff.
Absolutely, yes. So we do love partnering with folks all across our region for sponsorships. Of course, as a nonprofit, we need to have that community support in order to survive. That's the whole point. So we love partnering with those sponsors. They help support programming, exhibits, all sorts of special events. And so if you are interested in sponsoring anyone who's watching this, we would love to communicate with you. You can always reach out to our director, Katie Gigliotti, who's our executive director. Her email is available on the website. It's just director@kidsandstuff.org. We also have a sponsorship guide on our website as well that has a little bit more detailed information.
Great. Keep up the great work.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's just fantastic.
Yeah. Nick VanAcker is the Director of Education at Kids and Stuff Children's Museum in downtown Albion. More of the morning show after this.